Welcome to the Owensboro Convention Center. My name's Tim Ross with the City of Owensboro, and I want to take you on just a quick tour to get a glimpse of what this facility is, the newest piece of this downtown redevelopment here on the banks of the Ohio River downtown. This multi-purpose facility of almost 170,000 square feet has more than 90,000 square feet of flexible meeting space to accommodate sporting events, conferences, meetings, trade shows, private dinner functions. As you can see behind me, these steel columns will be almost 70 feet of glass across the south side of the building that'll welcome visitors to it. And obviously once you step inside, it'll create a very welcome, open, spacious atmosphere where guests are first entered once they get inside the building. Global Spectrum is who the City of Owensboro has contracted to manage this incredible facility. Global Spectrum is world-renowned for facility management. They manage arenas, stadiums, performing arts centers, as well as almost 30 convention centers across the country. They bring a wide array of expertise to convention center management, and we're excited to have them on board. They've been contracting already different events and functions for this facility behind me that's going to open up by the end of January 2014. With just less than 9 months left, the skilled tradesmen, a lot of them local here from the area, are working very busy every day to get this facility ready. Let's step inside and take a quick peek at some of the different spaces just to give you a glimpse of what this facility is going to look like. Here along the front of the building, connecting to those parking spaces, we've got a visitor drop-off area. And then as guests are ready to enter the building, we've got 3 different sets of banks of doors as well as revolving doors for guests to be able to enter their functions or set up for their event. Let's step inside so you can see how large that space is. Once you enter the building, this will be the main lobby space, or a pre-function area as we call it in the industry. Depending on what type of event is taking place, you might see registration desks lined up against the side wall where you can get your name tags or check in for your conference or your meeting. It potentially would be set up with additional exhibit booths along the front if there's a large expo that needs some additional space in the lobby. Another thing potentially that you might see in this space, if there's a large dinner function, they might do a reception and have high top tables set up throughout this lobby space. So there's lots of different opportunities here. You can see it's an enormous space, and again, 70 feet of glass will provide just a great open, spacious atmosphere here in the main lobby. Let's head down to the west side and take a look at another neat function of this facility. Another neat feature here of this facility is an internet cafe. They're becoming quite commonplace, and we wanted to ensure that Owensboro had one as well. So whether or not you want to get your favorite frappuccino or latte heading into your meetings, you can do that here along with some light snacks. It'll also have charging stations and a high top counter with some video, so you can always stay connected to the office or your friends while you're in town for a meeting or a conference. Let's head into the exhibit hall and get a glimpse of that space. Now inside the exhibit hall, here on the first floor of the facility, you can see behind me and all the way around unobstructed, column-free views of almost 45,000 square feet of exhibit hall. This space will be home to numerous expos and trade shows like the Outdoor Owensboro Hunting and Fishing Expo, bridal shows, home and garden shows. It will also host numerous conference trade shows like the Green River Area Firefighters Officers Training School. We've got them under contract already to be here on site starting in 2015, and this space behind me will be filled with fire trucks and numerous equipment providers for first responders that are going to showcase their gear to fire departments all throughout the Commonwealth state. So as you can see, a beautiful space, large space. In addition to those conferences and meetings, this exhibit hall will be able to host indoor sports, whether it be a cheerleading tournament, a karate tournament, a wrestling tournament, or maybe we set up tennis courts inside this facility. Very capable to do that. We've also got a lot of questions about concerts, and this facility can certainly house that. We've got great venues here in Owensboro like the Performing Arts Center, even the Sports Center, and some great outdoor concert facilities. Yet the Owensboro Convention Center is still certainly capable of doing concerts. 3,000 to 4,000 folks will be a great atmosphere in this intimate setting for some great shows down the road that I'm sure you're not going to want to miss. As you can see, a very flexible meeting space here in the exhibit halls of almost 45,000 square feet. From the main lobby that we mentioned earlier, there's going to be 3 sets of escalators and 3 sets of stairwells that will be able to take you up to the 2nd floor as well as the 3rd floor. The 2nd floor is home for the offices for the facility management. So if you've got meetings down the road with the director of sales for maybe a wedding reception that you want to book, or a meeting that you want to book, or a conference, those will be up on the second floor. So let's head up there now and take a glimpse of that space before we head up to the third floor that houses our ballrooms and meeting rooms. Now, as you take the steps or escalator up to the second level or even up to the third level, you'll end up on this landing here on the second level. So if you've got meetings like we mentioned at some of the corporate facility management folks, that's here on this level. We've also got 3 show managers' offices that give space for those managers that are managing one of the expos that might be down in the exhibit hall. They've got office space that can overlook that space so they can monitor what's going on from the load in through the load out. As you land on this space right behind me, you might see a big open area. That will all be glass. So as you come to attend an event and you're on the second floor before you head up to the third floor if you're going to a meeting, you'll be able to overlook and see what's taking place down in the exhibit hall. It's a great feature that we're excited to have in this building that just gives folks a kind of a bird's eye view of what's taking place down in that big space of the exhibit hall. Let's go upstairs. So now up on the third floor, again, you can access it via stair, via escalator, or via elevators. Up on the third level, you can see off to the south side, overlooks the lobby space. That's again, wide open views of downtown, as well as the lobby space down below. In addition, up on this third floor is where we have the 2 large ballroom or meeting room spaces. Almost 48,000 square feet of meeting room space up on this third level. The building is broken up into 3 distinct sections. The far east and the far west is where those ballrooms and meeting rooms are located, and the center portion is what has all of the back of house support, which would be the kitchen, storage space, all of that back of house service to provide for all these meetings and functions that are taking place. Let's take a look down this hallway and I'll show you one of the ballroom spaces and the tremendous views from the balcony here on the third floor. So now inside the ballroom space on the west side of the facility, you can see behind me just an enormous space all the way over to those metal columns. This will be one giant ballroom space if you wanted to host a large dinner function, maybe a Christmas party, maybe a wedding reception. On the very north side of the building, you can see the tarps behind me. That entire north wall is all glass as well. So as you go over to that, what beautiful views from the third floor level of the Ohio River. We talked about meeting rooms up on this third level and ballroom space. Again, if it's all wide open, one large ballroom space, but all of this is dividable by air walls or operable moving walls. And what that is there's a large pillar or column up above me that stretches right behind me. And what they have is walls that are connected via a track system in the ceiling that we can put into place to take this large area and divide it any way we need to or however the organizer would like into 5 distinct meeting room spaces. So if we did that in this view, right along the floor along me, here all the way down where these boxes are out on the floor, would be walls that have doors to enter individual meeting rooms. The space where I'm standing would be in the hallway space outside. So just like you're attending meetings at other facilities and you're trying to find which meeting room space you're supposed to be going to, there'll be signs on each of those. We actually have iPads that'll be programmed and set in those walls that'll rotate through with the name of your meeting so you make sure you get to the right one. Again, if you wanted one large meeting room space, these operable walls would all be folded up. They slide along that track in the ceiling and they fold back into the wall into closets that are built back into that back of house area that we talked about. So then it would be one large ballroom space. Very functional, flexible space. And again, let's go take a look at the north side and see the great views in the balconies that we've got as a great amenity to this facility. So now here on the north side of the building, again, the entire north wall of each of the sections, all made of glass. Here you've got a balcony space. So if you've booked or if you're attending an event in one of these particular rooms, you've got access to be able to step out onto this great balcony and overlook the Ohio River, which is a great amenity. Down the east side, you'll have views of the new Smothers Park. And then just straight out the north side, many people will remember the old showroom lounge. That space is actually in the middle of being revitalized as well on the showroom lounge. The city's currently working on finalizing the plans for that. That will integrate it into the river walk that most people are familiar with down at Smothers Park. So it'll be one continuous walkway all the way along the banks of the Ohio River from the River Park Center all the way down past the far end of the convention center here. A great space, a great view that's very unique, probably the best facility along the Ohio River, and I'm sure that you're going to want to be a part of that. As we referenced earlier, this is a great building with lots of flexible meeting space. There's restrooms on the first level, second level, as well as the third level. We've got elevators for accessible needs to be able to get wherever you need to go. There's escalators as well as stairwells to be able to get people to flow back and forth. Tremendous signage inside the building to direct you where you need to go. There's also driveway space up front if you need to drop somebody off or if there's inclement weather before you head to some of the parking areas. We've got a great video marquee. And again, this is a signature facility that I know that you're going to want to attend some events here. We're excited about the progress that's taken place. Denart Construction's doing a tremendous job of keeping this project on schedule. And again, less than 9 months until this building opens. Global Spectrum has had a tremendous amount of business that's inquiring about wanting to bring their events here from town from all over the tri-state region. It's going to be an exciting building, and we're going to be excited to give you another update in a few months once we get closer to the completion. Thank you so much for joining us for this, and I hope it's giving you just a little glimpse of how large this facility is and some of the different types of events that'll be able to take place here inside of it. Again, thank you for joining us today, and we hope you make it a point to visit as soon as this facility's open. Owensboro is certainly on the move, and we know that you're going to want to be a part of it. Thank you.